T-minus 15 seconds.
Falcon 9 is configured for flight.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition and liftoff.
Vehicles pitching downrange.
M1D chamber pressures are nominal.
Seconds into flight, Falcon 9 successfully lifting off from pad 40 at Cape Canaveral Air Force Station, carrying those 60 Starlink satellites into orbit. This particular booster lighting up the Florida coast for a 7th time. Now, we just began throttling down those Merlin 1D engines for maximum dynamic pressure, or max Q. That's the point when the stresses on the vehicle are the highest from the combination of the vehicle speed and the density of the atmosphere.
Max Q.
And now that we're through the point of maximum dynamic pressure, the loads on the vehicle, the structural loads, are going to drop off as the density of the atmosphere continues to decrease. And Falcon 9 continuing to speed up. We're about a minute away from 3 events. First of those is main engine cutoff, or MECO. That's where we'll shut off those 9 Merlin 1D engines. You can actually see the plume expanding from them on your camera. We shut those down.
Engine chill started.
In preparation for stage separation. That's where the first and second stages will separate from each other. First stage continuing on a parabolic arc to make its way back to the drone ship, while the second stage continues on to the third event, second engine start number 1. We actually just heard the call out there for MVAC chill-in beginning. So during that third event, second engine start 1, we'll ignite the Merlin vacuum engine that'll propel the second stage along with the Starlink satellites into an elliptical orbit. And we chill in those turbo pumps with liquid oxygen just to get them ready for ignition.
On the left-hand side of your screen there, we saw the very last remnants of night lights visible off the Florida coast. That's a pretty awesome sight there as Falcon 9 lifted off. Now there we can see second stage with a healthy glow there on the MVAC engine. As second stage heads towards its targeted drop-off orbit, the first stage will execute 2 burns in order to make its way back to Earth.
And Falcon 9 continuing to speed up. We're about a minute away from 3 events. First of those is main engine cutoff, or MECO. That's where we'll shut off those 9 Merlin 1D engines. You can actually see the plume expanding from them on your camera. We shut those down.
Engine chill started.
In preparation for stage separation. That's where the first and second stages will separate from each other. First stage continuing on a parabolic arc to make its way back to the drone ship, while the second stage continues on to the third event, second engine start number 1. We actually just heard the call out there for MVAC chill-in beginning.
And MECO.
Stage separation confirmed.
Left-hand side of your screen.
Ignition.
First stage separating, second stage ignition. Love that green glow from the TTAB ignition. Both vehicles back on their way. Coming up shortly, we'll expect to see fairing deployment off of the second stage. Look for that on the right-hand side of your screen.
Fairing separation confirmed.
Beautiful shot there of those Starlink satellites. Finally getting to see space directly. Now that we're outside of the atmosphere, we don't need those fairing halves anymore, so we'll jettison back to Earth to recover them. As a reminder, we do have our recovery ships, Miss Chief and Ghost Searcher, waiting at the Atlantic to scoop up both of those fairing halves.
Again, this is the first of 2 maneuvers that the first stage will perform tonight.
Stage 1, entry burn shutdown.
And shutdown of first stage entry burn. So
Stage
that
2
burn
continues to follow a nominal trajectory.
That burn was designed to slow the booster down significantly as it re-enters the upper parts of the Earth's atmosphere. As we mentioned earlier, this is the 7th.
Stage 1, entry transonic.
We just heard that the booster is now transonic as it is re-entering the Earth's atmosphere. As I was saying, this is the 7th successful launch for this booster, and that will make this the 7th recovery attempt. Everything's continuing to look good there on the second stage. The
Stage 2 terminal guidance.
MVAC engine has begun to throttle
Stage
down.
1, landing burn startup.
There we heard the call out that landing burn has begun, so we should see that come into the screen here just momentarily.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
Stage 1, landing leg deploy.
Landing legs have deployed. Here it comes. All right.
Landing confirmed.
And for the 7th time, this Falcon has landed. This marks our 61st successful recovery of a Falcon 9 first stage.
And we have to go.
And as the smoke clears, we can get...
And looks like we do have a live view we're looking at on your screen. That is the stack of 60 Starlink satellites right there in front of us. And looks like we're getting a little glare from the sun there as well. That is because the second stage is rotating a little bit on its central axis to give the satellites momentum as they deploy. You can actually see the peak of the
Starlink
sunlight.
Deploy confirmed.
And there you could see on your screen the stack of 60 Starlink satellites have successfully deployed from second stage. And what an awesome view with the sunlight hitting those Starlink satellites. And right there, we just watched the final deployment for SpaceX's 100th successful mission. How exciting and what an incredible milestone to reach. What an awesome view as well. The Starlink satellites will soon deploy their single solar array, and over the course of a few weeks, they will distance themselves from each other and use their onboard ion thrusters powered by Krypton to make their way to their operational orbit. And that brings our webcast to a close. As a reminder, today's launch marks SpaceX's 100th successful flight of a Falcon rocket since Falcon 1 first flew to orbit in 2008. To date, SpaceX has landed Falcon's first stage rocket booster 63 times and reflown boosters 45 times. To all of our supporters, customers, and most importantly, employees of SpaceX, thank you for your dedication in getting the company to this milestone. Thank you as well to the range and the FAA for supporting today's mission. If you're interested in getting future information about our Starlink service, please visit starlink.com and sign up for updates. Thank you and have a great day.